Chapter 76, the chapter of man. Good one to say in the dawn prayer of Friday. Containing 30 verses written at Mecca. In the name of God, gracious and merciful, man continued a while without having in him anything memorable. We created his posterity of his seed mingled with that of the woman. We gave him sight and hearing and taught him the way of salvation. Some have embraced the faith and others have been misbelievers. We prepared for them chains and bonds to drag them into the fire of hell. And the just shall drink wine that shall issue out of the fair fountain. You know, it's not a damaging wine. All the servants of God shall drink thereof, and shall cause it to flow, as shall seem good to them. God will deliver from the pains of hell, such as shall satisfy their vows, as shall apprehend the day of judgment, as shall give alms to the poor, to orphans, and prisoners without hope of thanks or recompense, but only for the love of his divine majesty, because of the fear they have of the torments of the day, grievous and irksome to behold. God shall rejoice and reward them for their good works. He shall open to them the gate of paradise. They shall be clothed with silk, reposed on stately beds, and shall not be troubled either with the heat of the sun or the cold of the moon. Well, the cold before the moon. They shall be under the shadow of the trees of paradise. There shall they gather fruits as they stand fit, and lie down. Vessels of silver shall be brought about them, and round cups full of a delicious drink, as much as they shall desire, mingled with ginger, that shall issue out of a clear fountain, and shall be encompassed with young pages to serve them, who shall resemble polished pearls. When thou shalt behold them, thou shalt see a grace that cannot be expressed. They shall be clothed with purple and green shining silk, and shall have bracelets of silver. God shall give them a drink, clear and most pure. These delights shall be the reward their perseverance. We have sent thee, Al-Quran, to instruct the people. Attend the judgment of thy Lord against them that scoff and obey not the wicked. Remember thou the name of God. Morning and evening worship him by night. Praise him a long time. The misbelievers affect the world and think not on their end. Neither the day of judgment we created them. We have given them strength to walk, and if it be our pleasure, we will establish other persons in their place. He that shall desire to follow the law of God shall follow it, but none shall follow it if it please his divine majesty. He knoweth all and is most wise. He giveth his grace to whom he pleaseth, and hath prepared grievous torments for the unjust. And so, as I pointed out, there's an issue in the translation that doesn't really translate. The Quran doesn't say that the moon in the sky makes things cold or something like that, but the cool before the moon and the heat before the, you shouldn't be troubled by heat or cold. And giving out of love of his divine majesty, giving despite the love of the object. That's said at once. The recognition of the human being by their fingertips. The fact that humanity has mostly spent its existence in a time where it doesn't really, it doesn't know, there's no history. Gaps and gaps and gaps. Hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years in one place. No mention of humanity, no artifacts, no. And so, at least for our time, we can expect that, whether ourselves, it's like most pregnancies aren't even felt, they say,